Good day, grade 10 students. Today we're going to discuss the mirrors and lenses. So this is Miss Mayan Mengito Lapis. I will explain to you what are the importance of the ray diagram and how it helps us to determine the image. For our objectives, we have to first predict the qualitative characteristics, orientation, type, and magnification of images formed by plane and curved mirrors and lenses. Second is apply ray diagramming techniques in describing the characteristics and positions of images formed by lenses. Reflection from a mirror. So usually, when we look at the front of the mirror, we can see our own face. In this diagram, you may see this violet line, okay, that will represent the surface. Okay. And then, this broken line, which we call normal, represents the mirror. And this red line represents the incident ray. The incident ray is the source of light. Okay? So, incident ray, source of light or the source of the object. And then, the blue line represents the reflected ray or the reflection of this incident ray. So, if there's an object on this side at the back of the mirror, there will be the reflection, and we call that light as reflected ray. Okay, we call this angle from incident ray to normal the angle of incidence. While on the other side, the angle from the normal to reflected ray is called the angle of reflection. In the laws of reflection, the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. So, lagi silang equal dito. So, if this is 10-degree angle of incidence, the angle of reflection is also 10. If this is 20 degrees, the angle of reflection is also 20 degrees. So, therefore, the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is the sum of angle of incidence and the angle of reflection. So, if this is 10 degrees and then 10 degrees, this will become 20 degrees all in all. If this is 20 degrees and this is 20 degrees, all in all, from incident ray to the reflected ray, this is 40-degree angle. The incident ray, the normal, and the reflected ray lie on one plane. Okay, again, the incident ray, the normal, and the reflected ray lie on one plane. So, nag-i-intersect or nagmi-meet si incident ray, si normal, at si reflected ray sa isang point. Sa isang plane. Clear versus diffuse reflection. Anong ibig sabihin ng clear reflection and diffuse reflection? So, kunwari gusto mong makita ang iyong sarili, gagamit ka ng mirror. What if gumamit ka ng bond paper na malinis? Makinis na papel. Makikita mo ba ang sarili mo? In smooth, shiny surfaces, have a clear reflection called regular or specular reflection. Okay. Ang line na ito represents the surface or the mirror. Okay. This is the incident rays and the blue ones are the reflected rays. As you can see, the red lines and the blue lines meet at this point and another one at this point. So therefore, there will be a clear reflection that will be formed. Pag smooth ang surface, kagaya ng sa mirror, pag tinignan mo ang sarili mo sa salamin, makikita mo ang eksaktong itsura ng iyong mukha dahil smooth ang kanyang surface. Smooth ang mirror. Rough, dull surfaces have a diffuse reflection. Okay, kung ang surface ay hindi katulad ng sa salamin or ng mirror na magaspang, kagaya nito, ang magiging reflection ay diffuse reflection. Okay, nakikita nyo ba ang red lines? Those are incident rays. And then the blue lines, those are reflected rays. And as you can see, hindi sila pare-pareho. Iba-iba sila ng direksyon ng reflected rays. Okay. At dahil iba-iba ang direksyon ng reflected rays, hindi nabubuo ng maayos ang image. Kaya ang tawag sa reflection na yun ay diffuse reflection. And this is happened when light is scattered in different directions. Yun ang reason kung bakit hindi mo makikita ang sarili mo sa harap ng bond paper or ng isang malinis na papel kahit na feeling mo ay smooth ang surface na yun. Kasi hindi siya kasing smooth ng mirror. Let's have a sample problem number 1. A ray of light is incident on a surface at 33 degrees from the normal. Find the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray. So, as you remember on the laws of reflection, kung ano ang angle ng incident ray, ganun din ang angle of reflection. So, if it's 33, what will be the angle? Okay, find the angle. What will be the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray? So, simula incident ray at saka reflected ray, ano ang angle na yon? So, we will just add 33 plus 33 and then the answer will become 66 degree angle. So, it follows by the law of reflection that the angle of reflection is also 33. Therefore, the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is 66. Okay? Again, ang angle of incidence ay 33. Ang angle of reflection ay 33 din. Kaya 33 plus 33, 66. Another problem. A ray of light strikes a surface and is reflected such that the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is 30 degrees. What is the angle of incidence? What is the angle of reflection? So, dahil ang angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection, we will divide the 30 degrees into 2. Okay? Because on the given, the angle from incident ray up to the reflected ray is 30 degrees. So, 30 degrees divided by 2 is 15. Let's draw it. Surface, normal, incident ray, and reflected ray. Incident ray to the reflected ray is 30 degrees. It's 30 degrees. So, di-divide lang natin. 30 divided by 2 is equals to 15 degrees. Okay, so ano ang angle of incidence natin? It is 15 degrees. And the angle of reflection is 15 degrees as well. So, mirror is fascinating. Magandang tingnan, lalo na kung maliit ang bahay. It makes a room wider or bigger and more brighter, especially if there are lights around the mirror, just like these houses or these rooms. We can also use other materials that can show our reflection, such as spoon, this metal spoon. Water can also reflect things, and this side mirror, and also this compact mirror that we use when we are putting our makeup. Mirrors and reflection. So, There are three types of mirror. The first one is the plane mirror. This is the plane mirror. Okay? And then the convex mirror, and then the concave mirror. So, plane mirror is just flat mirror, while the convex and the concave mirrors are spherical mirrors. So, they have different characteristics. Okay, in plane mirror, you can see the same thing on the front of the mirror. Okay, so there's a panel board, there's a decoration, and there's another mirror. Okay, but in a convex mirror like this one, the object, which is just similar on the plane mirror, seems very far. Okay, mukhang malayo. And you can see all the colors of the wall. Merong blue, may beige, may orange. Unlike dito sa plane mirror, you can only see the blue one. Okay, the panel board there are two. In plane mirror, ang kita lang isa. Okay, and then the decorations and other objects are just smaller than on the plane mirror. How about in concave mirror? In concave mirror, everything seems inverted or baliktad. Okay? Imbis na ang panel board ay nandito sa baba, nasa taas siya, as well as the other objects. Okay. So, ang concave mirror, itong concave mirror, yan, pag naka-side view, it seems like it is curved inward, papasok. Okay? So, papasok. Yan. Pasok siya. So, therefore, ang reflection ng light niya ay nabubuo or ang reflection ng image niya ay nabubuo dito sa ilalim ng normal. Okay? Pag nasa ilalim ng normal, ibig sabihin, baliktad ang image. Dito naman sa convex mirror, ito ang convex mirror, okay, it's like our eyeball. Okay? Palabas siya, papalabas. So, pag tinamaan siya ng ilaw, ang image ay mabubuo at the back of the mirror, and then, everything seems smaller. Ang convex mirror ay ginagamit sa mga drugstores, kagaya ng Mercury Drugstore and 7-Eleven shops. Okay? Para makita yung mga bagay-bagay at yung mga customers sa malayo. Ang concave mirrors naman ay ginagamit sa mga makeup mirrors. Ito ay parang makita ng mas malapitan ang itsura ng mukha kung meron kayong inoobserbahan sa inyong mukha. So, how big is the mirror you need to see your whole body? Para makita mo ang iyong buong katawan, kailangan ang size ng mirror ay half of your body or kalahati ng katawan mo. And place the mirror from your forehead downward. Okay? In that way, you can see yourself, your whole body, in a mirror that is half of the size of your body. Okay, so we should understand different terms before we proceed on ray diagramming. Okay, so first one is the type of images. We have two types, the real image and the virtual image. What is real image? Real image is always upside down or baliktad or inverted. Okay? And they formed on the front of the mirror. Okay? Nabubuo siya sa harap ng mirror, hindi sa likod ng mirror. So, this is a concave mirror. As you can see, this is the real object or yung totoong bagay at ito ang reflection niya. Ang reflection niya ay baliktad pero mas malaki kaysa sa real object. Kagaya ng concave mirror na nakita nyo kanina, baliktad yung mga bagay na nag-reflect doon sa concave mirror. The second type of image is the virtual image. Virtual image is formed behind the mirrors. So if this is the mirror, which is a convex mirror, the virtual image appears behind the mirror or sa likod ng mirror. If this is the real object, ito ang kanyang image. Okay? Virtual is always upright or patayo. Okay? Bakit patayo? Kasi ang image ay nabuo sa ibabaw nitong straight line na to na tinatawag nating principal axis. Okay. It cannot be projected on the screen. Real and virtual images may be bigger or smaller than the object or sometimes the same size. Again, the difference between the real image and virtual image are real image are always inverted. The image form in a converging mirror. In virtual image, it is always erect or patayo. The image is located at point and the image form in the diverging mirror. Spherical mirrors, concave and convex, or converging and diverging. Okay, let's think about this. The guide questions. What is ray tracing or diagramming? 2. How does ray tracing help in the study of mirrors? 3. What are the techniques in drawing ray diagrams accurately and conveniently? And 4. What are the 4 principal rays used to draw a ray diagram? Okay, let's first know the terms that we are going to use in order to draw a ray diagram. First is the center of curvature, or letter C. This is letter C. Okay, sometimes this is labeled as 2F. Pareho lang yon. That is letter C pa rin, center of curvature. It is the center of the sphere from where the mirror is taken. Next, the vertex. In this diagram, the vertex is labeled as A. Okay, that is the vertex. So, that is the center of the mirror. It is sometimes called the pole of the mirror. Next one is the radius of curvature, or R. Okay, so there's no R in the diagram, but this radius of curvature is the distance from the C to the vertex. C and V, or C and A. Next one is the principal axis or optical axis. The principal axis is the straight line that is joining the center of curvature and the vertex. Okay. Next one is the aperture. The aperture refers to the width of the mirror. So it starts from this edge down to that edge. Okay, that's the aperture or the width of the mirror. Next one, the principal focus. The principal focus, or F, is the point where reflected rays meet in the case of a converging mirror, or the point where the reflected rays seem to come from behind a diverging mirror or convex mirror. Next is the focal length, or the small f here. Okay. In some rayed diagrams, this f, or principal focus, has this label, small f. Kasi itong small f na focal length, this is just the measurement from the principal focus going to the vertex. Okay? Ayan. So, ang focal length, itong focal length ay distansya mula sa principal focus hanggang vertex. Ang focal length ay kalahati ng radius of curvature. So, kunwari, ang radius of curvature ay 20 cm. Okay? 20 cm. Ang focal length naman ay 10 cm. Okay? So, ganun. So, kapag naman ang arm mo o ang radius of curvature ay 100, ang focal length mo naman ay 50. So, let's say, this is our graph. Okay? Gagawa na tayo ng ray diagram. Okay. In creating a ray diagram, we need a graphing paper, ruler, at least three colors of pen. So let's say for example, we have concave mirror. Okay. So, kung natatandaan nyo kanina, itong 2F na to ay ito rin ang center of curvature. Kapag ginalaw natin ang real object o yung candle, pwede rin naman gawing arrow yan o kaya letters, pero mas gusto ko ang candle. So, pag nilagay natin ang object sa center of curvature, mapapansin nyo ang reflected image niya, ito ang reflection niya, is a real image, baliktad. Okay? Real image, baliktad. Bakit nga ba baliktad ang real image? Okay. Ngayon, dito na natin malalaman kung paano gumawa ng ray diagram. So, una, lagyan natin ng incident ray 1, okay, at reflected ray 1. So, ano ang rules doon? Sa incident ray 1, okay, ang incident ray ay straight line. Mula dun sa top, straight line papunta sa mirror. Ang reflected ray niya ay dadaan sa principal focus. Okay po? And then, reflected ray 2. Dadaan muna sa focus, papunta sa mirror, and then, ang kanyang reflected ray ay straight line. Ngayon, kung saan magkakaroon ng intersection, doon naman mabubuo ang image. So, dahil nandito siya sa ilalim ng principal axis o yung straight line na nagjo-join sa center of curvature at vertex, okay, pababa ang image or baliktad ang image. So, ang tawag dito ay real image. Pwede siyang i-project dahil nasa harapan siya ng mirror. Real image inverted. Now, dahil nandito sa 2F or nasa center of curvature ang object, ang size ng image ay the same size of the object. Now, if we place the object nearer from the mirror, ang image niya ay lumalaki. Okay. Habang lumalapit ang object, mas lumalaki pa ang image. And then, kapag nilapit pa natin ang image, okay, pwedeng mapunta ang image behind the mirror. Okay, ano kaya ang itsura nun? Magiging virtual na siya. Ibig sabihin, the image will be formed at the back of the mirror. Okay, at the back of the mirror, and then virtual na ang mirror, virtual na ang image. Patayo or upright. And then, habang papalapit sa mirror, yan, halos magsinlaki na siya. Ano naman tong ray 3? Okay, balik natin doon sa 2F. Yan, sa center of curvature. Pag nilagyan natin ng third incident ray, ang incident ray na yan ay tatama doon sa vertex, and then vertex papunta doon sa intersection. Okay? Same angle ng incident ray ang reflected ray. Okay po? Okay. So, let's reset. Okay. So, ang ginawa natin kanina ay concave mirror. What if convex mirror naman? Ito ang convex mirror. Pabaliktad naman. Okay. Sa convex mirror, ito ang real object nasa kanan. So, ang focus ng convex ay nandito sa harap, ay sa likod ng mirror. Focus at ang center of curvature din ay nasa likod ng convex mirror. Okay, so let's have ray 1. So sa ray 1, again, ang rule is straight line from the tip of the object to the mirror, and then the reflected ray is going to pass through the focus. So papunta doon sa kabila, focus. Ito, straight line lang siya. Okay po. And then, ray 2. From ray 2 naman, so ray 2, okay, from the tip, line going to the focus, pero dahil curve yung mirror, magiging straight line na siya. From here, from this line, from this point, ayan, naging straight line na siya. Dapat ito ay mapupunta doon, okay, sa focus, pero na-bend na siya papunta sa naging straight line na siya, yung reflection. And then the intersection of the broken lines is the point where the image will be formed. And the image that will be formed is a virtual image, upright, and at this point, smaller siya. Okay, smaller image. So as you put the object in front of the mirror, gets bigger, and as you move the object from the convex mirror, the reflection becomes smaller. Okay, how about ray 3? Ray 3. Okay, ang ray 3 po, so ang ray 3 ay straight lang yan, straight line from the tip to the normal, and then kung ano yung angle nila ng incident ray, ay ganun din ang magiging angle ng reflected ray. So, magi-intersect pa rin yung yung reflected ray 1, 2, and 3 at this. How about lens? Okay, sa lens, we have two types, converging lens or dalawang convex lens, and then diverging lens or dalawang concave lens. Okay, and doon muna tayo sa converging lens. Okay, so sa converging lens, both sides have focus or principal focus and center of curvature on each side. Okay, so let's say arrow naman ang gagamitin or letters naman. Letters. Okay, so this converging lens is similar to a magnifying lens that we are using when we are observing something small. Okay, so as we move the object near to the magnifying lens or converging lens, the reflection becomes bigger. Okay, and as we move it farther from the lens, the image becomes smaller. So how do we draw ray diagram? So let's say for example we place the object on 2F, the image will appear inverted or baliktad doon din sa 2F. Okay, ray 1, straight line muna, and then it will pass through the focus. Next, ray 2, it will pass through the focus and then straight line. This will be the intersection. Ray 3 is just a straight line. So, dito pa rin sila nag-intersect. Therefore, dito mabubuo ang image. Baliktad dahil nasa ilalim ng principal axis. In diverging, there are two concave lenses na magkadikit. Okay? So, mas payat ang gitna ng diverging lens kaysa sa sides nito. Okay, so as we move the object, the image will form in front of the lens. So, this will become a real image kasi nasa harapan siya ng lens. Okay? Real image siya, pero upright. Okay? So, So let's place the object on the center of the curvature. Okay. So this is the incident ray 1 and this is the reflected ray 1. So as you can see, it passed through the focus. Okay, and then we just draw a straight line on the other side of the lens. Ray 2, it passed through the focus supposedly, pero nag-stop siya dito sa gitna, sa normal. And then it bent out into straight line. Okay, you can see the intersection of the broken lines here. Sa ray 3 naman, it's just a straight line from the tip of the object passing through the normal and then straight line only. And then, as you can see again, the broken lines meet on this point, at this point, and the image is formed above the principal axis. Okay? Alright, so that's how ray diagram works. Alright? So, when we are plotting the ray diagram, we can determine the size of the image. We can also determine if it is a virtual or real image. Okay? And that's all for today. I hope that you learned something and you understand everything. Thank you very much and see you next time.